Sneaker Show!
Hey! Oh man, we're here. We're talking sneakers with a new guest. Guy's name is Adam on the gram. He's Adam.Dieselpower. And we learned so much coming through. Adam really brings the facts about Dorenbecher shoes. He has almost all of them. He's been there. He's outside with this Dorenbecher stuff. Like, he's got answers to questions we didn't even know we had. So we start with that. We look at a lot of pairs of shoes. I mean, we brought a couple pairs of shoes, but honestly, Adam's the most interesting part of this episode. Where else can we take this? What else can we say about him? I mean, we talked a little bit about Spider-Man shoes. I thought that was the big news of the week. Honestly, hearing these stories from Adam was just so enjoyable. So if you're from Alberta, if you've ever been to a YYC Soldiers event, Adam's one of the co-founders of YYC Soldiers. And I think we made a new friend tonight, guys. I think we did.
There's magic in the air.
Yeah.
No, it was great. He was fantastic. Like you said, just a great guest, great stories, fantastic guy, super nice, funny, just everything you'd want out of a podcast guest.
Yeah.
A podcast you could take home to mom. Yeah, great guy. He's just always fun to talk to. Big wrestling guy, big snack guy. Tons of fun. Just great.
Fredo, any takeaways?
No, just super good dude. Definitely like some of the best stories we've had. So real good episode.
We got to the end and he was like, did I talk for too long? Was there stuff you didn't care about? I was like, man, we would have told you to slow down. Or like, there was just no point where I was like, I hope this story ends soon. Like, it's just all so good. We talk a bit about some OG shoes. There's some really big pairs coming out. I hope you saved money because those threes that are coming out in the spring are nuts. So thanks for listening to Sneaker Show Podcast. If you'd like to see what we're talking about, there is a YouTube version of this. Click the link in the description. Thanks for being here. Let's go with Adam Dieselpower from YYC Soldiers.
All right. I can start in the Dorenbecher world. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a big Dorenbecher fan, have been for years. Love the whole organization, charity that they do. Everything the kids do is wild. For those that don't know, it's the Dorenbecher Hospital, OHSU Hospital in Oregon. And it's a children's hospital, and Nike gets kids to design sneakers every year, and then the money goes to them and the hospital. So first pair I got here is these Dorenbecher Jordan 5s.
Yo.
Goddamn.
By, what's his name? Isaiah. I forget his last name. Probably says it. Isaiah Washington, I think. Says his initials right in there. But these things glow in the dark. They're wild. They didn't come with there's like a black light flashlight that comes with it, but my pair didn't unfortunately come with that. So, but
Cool.
one of my
CSI
favorite, a little CSI, see what's going on in these sneakers. These are a pretty funny story, like a long story of getting these shoes, because I'm a big Jordan Dorenbecher guy. And somebody came to one of our sneaker shows, our YYC Soldiers, Calgary Sneaker Swap, like the second or third one, wearing these. And it was my size. And I was like, one day, those will be mine. I know it. And I knew who it was. It was a homie, Adam Cummings. I don't know if you know him. He's from Alberta as well. And then I was like, let me know when you want to get rid of those, because I know one day they're coming. And he never messaged me. And then one day, East Coast Kicks, I don't know if you know those guys out in Halifax, I think.
You bet.
Posted a pair in my size. And I was like, that's got to be that pair. And I messaged Adam and he was like, yeah, I was hard up for cash. I know you weren't ready to, I wasn't willing to pay $1,000 for these.
No.
And he needed the money. And it was like, all right, fair. So I reached out to East Coast Kicks and I was like, would you want to do a trade? So I traded I can't remember, 3 or 4 pairs of Jordans because they have a shop out there, mailed them to them and they mailed them back. So these shoes went on a cross country trip and now they're here.
Yeah.
And now they're in my possession and I wear them as much as I can, basically. They're never leaving. So
Do you remember what you
that's
traded
one.
for these?
It was like I had just got like those ray gun SBs
Mm,
and like some Jordan 1 thing. I don't remember, like a pine green Jordan 1. Stuff I didn't care about. I just had.
fair enough.
That's like perfect trade bait. And like
Yes.
that's why you get trade bait. So you can do stuff like this, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. You want me to stick in the Dornbecker world?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Absolutely.
Go
I've
on.
seen you in those 5 lows.
Oh yeah, those are here. Those are here. That's got a good story too. This is one I got out in Toronto actually, but these are the 13s by John Charles, I think. They show most of
Jay.
them have this.
Oh, look at that.
Like they show the kids on the box. Yeah, John Charles did these. He had Crohn's disease. It says it on the sole. Um, these are wild. These are like Ninja Turtle shoes. Kind of
Yeah.
like they always get that
100%.
Ninja Turtle with like the scales and then the green. Um, but they're super, super dope. Not super sought after, but like I love them. I dig them. And these ones I picked up in what's it called? Overdose Toronto, ODTO.
Yes, sir.
It's like a consignment resale shop right on Queen Street in Toronto. I was out there with my homie Andrew Fung, and I had actually just
Kimchi.
gotten kimchi, yeah, and I had actually just got married that summer,
Whoa.
and these were on the wall, and they were like $500, and I was like, I can't do that much, and the guy was like, "Yo, I'll give them to you for what we paid," and it was
Whoa.
like 380 or something. And I was like, still, I'm like a like retail or less kind of guy. And Andrew was like, you know what? I didn't get you a wedding present, so I'll give you a little bit of cash for him if you want to pony up the rest. And I was like, yeah.
That's
So had to. So shout out to Kimchi, shout out to ODTO. But yeah, another wild pair. Like these are so crazy. I switch up the laces every now and then. Like they come with like I don't know. They come with that like neon lace as well.
The
So
pink
depending
goes
what kind
hard.
of like
Looks good.
a lot
yeah,
of the
depending what
DBs have
top
like
I'm
multiple
wearing.
laces, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
multiple laces, multiple like these ones are 13. I don't know if I have them in here somewhere, but they come with a lace lock. And it's like you never get a lace lock on a Jordan 13. The kid just like loved all these accessories, so he threw like lace locks in them too. So
Sick.
crazy, crazy stuff. And what I learned is the kids like they don't get to pick the shoe. Obviously, Nike's like you get the 13, and then so they actually get like they give them a piece of paper with the shoe, and they just color it, and then they like start from there, and then they start like making it, and then the designers are like, hey, what if we did like this material? We got these materials, and they like go back and forth.
Oh.
So they get pretty wild with it, and they get like free reign to do some pretty crazy stuff. So
More often than not, they turn out rad. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I was wondering how they came together like that. That's some cool insight.
yeah, so it's really interesting, and I like wearing them because then it's like people come up to you and are like, those are crazy. Like people that don't know sneakers and are just like, oh, those are so ugly. Like, did a kid make those? And it's like, yes,
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
did.
so you're about to have a bad day.
Yeah. Um, so next up, I got where did I get these ones from? I think I got them on eBay, like probably like 5 or 6 years ago. But these are the 2010 Jordan 3 Dornbeckers. They're like all 3M. Um, like the whole upper just like shines. These were like kind of worn, and I used like an eBay code, and they were like 250 or something. And I was like, can't turn that down. But then over time, what's happened here is like the
Oh,
sole is like totally busted, and like I can barely wear these. Like they're getting in pretty rough shape. But I love them. You can see like so much paint chipping. Like I've well loved these shoes.
they got character.
So then my friend in Portland got a brand new pair of the 2013 ones like 2 or 3 years ago, right before the pandemic. And it was right around when the Ama Manier 3s dropped. And I was able to get a pair of Ama Manier 3s. And I was like, I like them, but I was like, I like these more. And he was like, let's do a straight up swap.
Whoa.
And I
Oh,
just had to wait the whole pandemic until I could go back down to Portland and we could do that trade. So I did this like back in February, I think, or April, whenever I went down there.
That's
But yeah, I got
love.
a brand new, fresh, like clean. I've worn them a couple times. I wore them like the day I got them. Like I'm a guy that wears everything. So, but yeah, these are like one of the cleanest, like safest, but still wild. You know what I
oh yeah,
mean?
yeah, absolutely.
So is the
Like,
sole on them, is it clear? Like the first one you showed looked like a gum sole
oh, it's just because it's old as
because
shit.
it's so worn.
Yeah, like just so old. Like
Yeah.
it's just
I
going
get the
yellow.
difference.
Like so, this one's a 2010, so you're looking at 12 years. This one's 2013, so you're like 10 years. So it's a little bit of age, but it's also like the amount of wear and just like I guess how they were stored. I never had them from the beginning, because we live in Canada and you can't get because so there's like rules with some of these things. Like you
Mm.
can't get Dornbeckers in Canada because it's charity. Because the funds go to charity, they can't sell it outside of the country.
Oh,
And I for most of the part, like sometimes they'll sell them at other stores, but like 99% of the pairs will go just through Nike themselves. Like they'll do Nike.com or they'll do Nike store releases. They very rarely do. They might do like a chic if they have like a right deal or something, but not very many shops get Dornbeckers. And I think that is partially because of that like charity aspect of it. Um, so yeah, so like being a Canadian sneakerhead, getting a lot of these Jordans is expensive or like taxing what you have to like give up to get these shoes.
Well, you
But I'm
gave away the
fortunate to.
pair of the year for those. He loves them.
But look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this shoe
sorry.
and
No,
this
let's go.
story
Let's go one
and
step
this.
further. He hopped in a plane for these. Okay. Okay.
I mean, it wasn't just for those,
Well, no, but like kind of.
kinda. Um, but that leads me to this other pair. So in April, same time, I went down to Portland. I was fortunate enough to get hooked up by Soul Savvy. Do you guys know Soul Savvy?
We
Are you
we have
are
yeah.
you all in it? No.
No.
Okay,
We've had soul
that's cool.
savvy fellas on here before, so
Yeah, yeah.
we're familiar.
You're well versed in the Soul
Yeah,
Savvy world. So I've been in
we
Soul
are
Savvy
savvy.
like
Yes.
yeah, you're savvy. I've been in Soul Savvy for a long time since the beginning, basically. I like the community. It's like kind of what we try to do with YYC Soldiers, where it's like community first, because that's what it's about. Talking to you guys about sneakers is amazing. And then being able to get sneakers is awesome too. So they partnered with Dornbecker and they sponsored it last year, and they're one of the biggest sponsors and the only sneaker sponsor, which is really weird, of
Yeah.
the Dornbecker Foundation. And they posted a thing up like late 2021, and they were like, "Hey, we're doing this thing with Dornbecker. Does anybody have any pictures wearing Dornbeckers that we can post?" And I was like, "Here is 20 pictures of like all the ones I own."
Here's a
And so
folder.
yeah, so it's like here's all these shoes, and they posted it, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then a couple months later, I get a message from one of the Soul Savvy guys in Soul Savvy, and he's like, "Hey, can you fly to Portland in like 2 weeks?" And I was like, "Yes." And they're like, "We want to fly you down, put you up in a hotel, and get you to this VIP like thing that you can buy the shoes before anyone else, the Dornbeckers."
Ooh, let's
And I
go.
was like, "Absolutely, I
Yeah.
can do
Yes.
this." So I flew down, and that's where I swapped with my homie because he lives down there. And then, yeah, me and Justin and DP, the owners of Soul Savvy, got to go, and one other guy, Rick, who is from Portland. He has a story. He's a sneakerhead in Soul Savvy. His story was his daughter actually had a brain tumor and went to that hospital. So he's really connected to that hospital
Mm.
and the community there. And then, yeah, so we got to go. There's a huge lineup down the street all night. We're like hanging out in Portland downtown at the Nike store, and people are in line all night. And we get to go an hour before anyone else is let into the store. You get to go in, and it's all the like Nike bigwigs, the hospital bigwigs, and all the kids and their families. And so you're getting to like mingle, and there's music and whatever, and you get to shop and hang out with all the kids that designed the sneakers that year, kids from previous years, families are like invited back. So I met some kids from the previous years. But then, yeah, I was able to get Michael Wilson's Jordan
Woo!
5 low, which is
Unreal.
like amazing. Like he's got his
That's
initials
one
on
of
the
the
back.
best ones I think of like
It's
all
so
of
good.
them. It's so
It's
good.
so good. And all the little macaroni and
Yeah, the
cheese, and then the
macaroni.
mac and cheese there. And then it's got all these like Velcro tabs that you can like switch up. It comes with like a whole bunch of them. Then like the fighter jet shark
Yeah,
thing.
with the eye.
Um, Crazy. So it was like an insane experience getting to like meet this kid. I bought like the t-shirt, I bought the hoodie or the sweater that he had, and just like walking around. And then he came up to me and he's like, "Are you buying all the stuff I made?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "That's cool. I didn't think anyone would buy it." And I was like, "Yes, absolutely, I would."
You were like, you got a discount code?
You got it. But yeah, so that was like an insane experience of just like me being a big fan of Dornbeckers for forever, and like that's how I learned about the hospital, and that's how I learned about the charity was like through these sneakers because I loved how crazy they were. So this is like definitely my pickup of the year because there's like a crazy story that goes with it.
That's such an experience, eh?
Yeah,
And like
Yeah,
it's just
that's
like
so sick.
it's so cool that it like paid off in a weird way. Like I mean, obviously you weren't buying all these going, I'm gonna get a trip out of this, but like that it came
yeah,
around like that, and that's how it played out. So that's super cool.
yeah, a bunch of hype pairs. I love Dornbeckers. I have like there's only a handful I'm missing from like the Jordan collection.
Damn.
I sold one and I regret it every day. But it was like the eights, you know, the like
Yeah,
navy
yeah.
blue
So
with
like
the
Marvin the
suede and
Martian.
like the Hot Wheels stuff. I spilt a mango like smoothie on the toe and I like rubbed it off and there was always this like splotch and I could never clean it. And I was just like, every time I wore it, I was just so mad. And so I just like sold it to a guy for like a couple $100 because I was just like so mad about it. And then and I regret it. I was like, I wish I still had that shoe. I'll never get it now because it's just like gone.
Yeah, man.
So
Wabi
yeah,
Sabi. That's the only pair like it.
I know it was tough. It still is. So I know that's it. We can take a break. We can talk about that's the
Hey,
Dornbecker.
no, we're
I
having
got
fun.
more. I don't need to pull them all out, but
We'll save them for next time.
yeah, we'll save some for another time. Can't do them all in one show.
No, no,
I
we
could
gotta
just
keep.
talk about them forever. So I want to hear you guys talk too. So.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Man, we appreciate that so much, Adam. That meeting the designer of a shoe while you're buying it is like the coolest story I've ever heard on this podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was like all the kids were there, but then there was like a crew of you could tell were like Nike employees. And they were like dripped out. Like they had like Union ones. What else? Somebody else had one of the like Supreme Dunk highs. And then the guy who I assume was the designer that paired with the kid who did the fives had like a friends and family five low that was like basically the same as this shoe, except one was like almost all orange. Like the
Mm.
left one was all orange and the right one was all blue. And so you're
That's
seeing these
sick.
people that like have these like crazy like one of one
Yeah,
pairs.
the
Yeah.
rarest.
Um, yeah, and they like gifted a pair to the kid that day, like in the back, and it was crazy. It was wild experience. Yeah, yeah. Meeting the designers, meeting the
You,
kids,
you
always
said
fun.
Nike Bigwigs was Uncle Phil there?
No Uncle Phil
Fair
and no
enough.
Tink. They thought Tinker might be there. I think it was his birthday that day or something.
Damn,
But
that's a,
he wasn't there. Um, but the next collection comes out, I think like February. I don't know if
yes,
you've
sir.
seen this.
We did, yeah, we did a spot on it.
Yeah, and I kind of had an inkling it was going to be a low, and I
The
thought it would be
Jordan 1 low, yeah.
a one low this year because they've done everything 1 to 15, but never an 11, and we're on the 18th Dorenbecher. And they've never repeated anything except for like some of the like super exclusive charity stuff. Um, so we got the 19th year is probably going to be another low, would be my guess. And then the 20th year, I think they have to do a Jordan 11. They can't not do a Jordan 11.
Gotta
Like
give
I
it
feel
to
like
him.
they're saving that maybe for like the right kid or like for the right year. I don't know what it is.
Fair
But
enough.
I'll like fly down. I'll camp out for days to get that. Like my two, like Jordan 11s are my one thing, and then Dornbeckers are my other thing. So like together,
It's just
that's it.
sell the farm. Yeah, get them all. There we are.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be real cool. You'd be in that line going, I used to be in there.
I did that once. Yeah,
Yes.
let me in again.
It is clear that 11s are a favorite of yours. If you scroll through Adam's Instagram, there's like you can like go like this, and there's like 11 lows. Just is there like a number of the Jordans 1 through the 30s? Like, do you have them all? Is there anything that you're still hoping to get?
I don't. I used to have like when it was up to 30, I had one of at least one of everything. Over time, I've sold a few. So I'm missing like 17s, 18s now, 20s, like just a handful of them that I got rid of over the years just because space and you can't have that many sneakers. Because it takes over your life. It's insane. But yeah, I've kind of narrowed my collection down. But yeah, I still have like almost. I'm probably missing like seven of like 1 to 30 that I don't have.
Oof.
And do they feel
Yeah.
good? I don't know that I've ever put on anything past 13s.
Oh man, those are the best ones. Like once you go past 14, I know everybody hates on the 15, hates on like all these other ones, but like the like comfort level is crazy because you're getting to those points where it's like this is no longer like a retro like fun shoe.
There's
Even though
actual
like
technology.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
like actual technology in these shoes and like the 29s are some of the most comfortable shoes ever. Like they're so light, they're like fly knit premium, like they're like back when fly knit was a popular thing.
Yeah.
They're called fly knit weave, I think, and it's like super tight. I got them up here somewhere. I'll grab them. They're like super tight weave, and like um, so light and just so comfortable. And these are like the San Antonio Riverwalk colorway. But like these are like amazing. Like you can see why guys are still like hooping in the new Jordans because they're the best. Like nothing comes close to the brand new Jordan ever.
That's such a sick
So
colorway too.
yeah, this one's wild.
So
Like, and
like
it's just this
gradient.
super tight weave. Like just so dope. There's some, yeah.
You see guys doing like the
Oh,
dipped shoes. Oh, we're losing them.
we lost his
Lost
no audio. Must have hit the moot.
Sorry.
There he
I
is.
think
There
I
he
left
is. Sick. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad it wasn't a harder fix.
my headphones. My headphones dropped off.
Yeah,
Can you
let's
still
do
hear me
that.
fine?
Oh yeah.
You sound good.
Cool. Sorry, what did you say?
Just like you see guys doing like the dip on a white pair of shoes to look like those ones that like sunset gradient. Beautiful.
Yeah, they're amazing. Like they're like every Jordan when they come out is like the pinnacle of basketball technology shoe, right? And then also wearable on the street, off the court. I always think at least, even though some people might disagree with some of those crazy ones, but yeah, they're always wild. So
I love that you love it. Like I love that you're about it. And like quickly, and we'll start looking at some shoes. Why the 11s? That's the one.
yeah, it's that perfect shoe. It's like if you ask anybody in the world that doesn't even know about sneakers, they might know the Jordan 11s, right? Like it's just that shoe that has transcended the sneaker world. And it's that shoe that Tink and Jordan made that were like, hey, let's make a dress shoe that's also a basketball shoe. It's like the pre-invention of Zoom Air. It was called it's called Tensile Air, which is like the first step between like that Max Air that they used in all the Jordans to like Zoom Air on the 12s. And so it's like really revolutionary technology wise, fashion wise. It can go with anything. I wear them to like weddings, funerals. I'll wear a Jordan 11 anywhere. I don't care. And that was kind of like the 2001 was like my high school age, like young
Right.
high school, when like, you were like retroing all those. And I wanted them so bad. And I was never I would always go to the store and they would just sit there and I'd be like, Mom, give me those shoes. And she'd be like, no, I'm not buying you that. So I
So
do
when you
have
could
like,
get them, you got them.
You
yeah, a
got
place
them
in my
all.
heart for like, which one in particular? I thought I pulled them out. They're here somewhere. Those white and red low
Oh yeah,
um Jordan 11s were like the ones that I wanted so bad, and then never got them. So now I've got the original pair, I got the new pair, and now they're doing
The
the
high.
cherry.
Cherry 11.
Yeah.
in the mid top, yeah, in next week, I think, the 10th. So I'm like so pumped. They've been teasing that high top, mid top one for 20 years. Like they've had samples of it since like early 2000s. So I've been waiting for that one. So the 11 is it's it. It's the shoe.
There's the answer. We were just talking about it
There you
before
go.
we got recording here. I was like, I bet he's pretty stoked about these cherries that are coming out for
Oh
Christmas.
man.
And yeah, that's it.
Because you got married in the DMP, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that today.
I got all my homies that were my groomsmen, the Concords. I got married like 2019, so the year after the Concords came out.
Right.
So I got 3 pairs of Concords for all my friends to wear. They're not sneakerheads, so they're like the craziest shoes they've ever gotten. And then I wore the I had to like one up them, obviously. I can't wear the same. So I had the DMP Jordan 11. So like basically the Concord with like the gold, Jumpman gold on a few accents. And then actually my wife, who's not into sneakers at all, ended up wearing the closing ceremony. So like the white with the gold around them, the low tops. So we all had Jordan 11s. And actually my dad bought the snakeskin ones.
No way. What a pair
Rocking.
to hop in with, eh? Papa
Yeah,
Diesel and the
he
snakeskin.
came in with the snakeskin. So yeah, we had like a whole squad in Jordan 11s. I got some
Just
great pictures
shining.
from that day. Yeah. Yeah.
Just ready to go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hell
Sick.
yeah.
Well, it's good getting to know you. We'll dive into some more questions with Dieselpower after we get some pictures going on here.
Yeah.
Tabby, you ready to take it away?
Am I ever?
Let's go.
All right, so we're gonna do a little this or that. Pair numero uno is the Kith. This is the 993. New Balance pistachio colorway just came out. Those materials look absolutely crazy, and we're gonna take this shoe up against the one that is on the next slide, which is from our pals at Nike. The Air Vomero, similar colorway. Probably, what you could compare the 993 to New Balance. This is probably Nike's equivalent. So this or that. I will not take the liberty to answer this one first. I will throw it to our guest, Adam. Which one are you taking?
I mean, this is an easy choice for me. Because I don't fuck with New Balance.
Oh
So
no.
I'm like Nike Jordan forever and ever. And like I can't tell you the last time I wore a sneaker that wasn't Nike or Jordan
Gang.
in my 20 years of sneaker collecting. So against my will, I have worn an Adidas one time, but that was a very specific situation. It was forced.
It was college and everybody was doing it.
It was basically that. But I love the Vomero. They're actually doing a Vomero 5 in the Dornbecker collection this year.
Yes.
And the kid, I don't, you saw the pictures of it. It's like that all orange one.
Yeah.
But the kid it's all Velcro and comes with all these patches, and you can like put them everywhere.
Well,
So, and the Vomero is like a classic. I mean, that 993, sure. I'm not into that like dad shoe vibe either. So that doesn't do it for me. I can still like get down and appreciate some New Balance colors and styles, and it's a clean silhouette. I can't hate on it 100%, but I will never wear it, and it'll be Nike till I die. So
damn.
sorry,
Checks over
sorry if that's a
stripes.
hot take.
That's
Fair
it's
enough.
hot.
Yeah, checks over everything.
Apparently, hey. All right. Let's throw Fredo in the frying pan after that one. What do you think, brother?
Honestly, the suede on that New Balance is way too nice. Anything with like that cream lace and cream sole, I'm down for. So I'd have to go with the 993.
Fair enough. Let's swing it over to Tim Stone, our resident New Balance aficionado.
No question. Love that you brought it up. I was like, this is kind of a silly question, but we found out how hardcore Adam is. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it'd be interesting too. I mean, like, all of us aren't really shy on wearing a couple other sneaker brands here and there. I just branched into it this year. It turns out it feels good. Um, so yeah, I thought it'd
I
be
don't believe
interesting.
it, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, and fair enough, dude. But yeah, I was just thinking it's interesting that when you have the equivalent, like I said, type of shoe from both brands, and we're looking at that for it to be a lot more slated against Nike because everything they do is generally a home run and everybody's favorite. But that being said, I'm going with that Kith New Balance. I love Ronnie. I love all the stuff he does. Those materials just look crazy, and that'd be a cool addition to the collection, I feel. But moving on.
When did those
Pair-
drop? When did those Kith ones drop?
They came out like a week and a half ago.
Okay, so they already dropped.
Yeah, and retail
How
wasn't
do you
even too
guys hit on them?
uh loosely. So retail was like okay, and then there's like Kith shipping and then duties and taxes that they nail you on there. And
Yeah.
so yeah, you could get those to your house for it was like 380, and I was like, they're not that cool.
Yeah. I've been banged on a lot of shitty duty stuff,
What's
ordering like collabs and
what's the
that.
most duty you ever paid on one pair of
Uh,
shoes?
I don't know. The one that hurt the most recently was those Quai 54 Jordan 6s. They're like the
Mm,
cream with the orange and brown.
very cool.
And I was like, they're not coming out anywhere. Like, I'm not gonna be able to get these in Canada. And so I bought them from this store on drop day in Spain, like some random ass store. And
Wow.
they were like 350 Canadian, and then they got shipped, and it was like another 100 something in duties. And so I'm looking at like 450, and then like a week later on StockX, they're like $200.
Yeah.
Like nobody wants these shoes. But I was like, man, I really wanted them. And then I got dinged with all that. So yeah, that stuff happens. It
Could have got
sucks.
two of them.
I could have got that and the purple one. And yeah, it sucks. It sucks when that happens.
It's a hard knock life.
Yeah.
But anywho, we get the sale Khaled 5. They didn't believe in us, God did. And we've got on the next slide here, we've got our boy, the boy, uh, the Drake Love You Forever Air Force One, which is coming out was it tomorrow, Fredo? Or the day after?
Tomorrow night
This week. This week,
or
tomorrow night.
Tuesday night, maybe. I don't know.
Tuesday night. Do we have a comp?
Somewhere, didn't there?
I think they
Maybe
came
not.
out
They
like
came out on Nocta, but it was
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. They weren't. I don't think they're supposed to come out till Tuesday, but
Mhm.
Nocta did a very small release.
Knocked a did.
Drake did.
So they were like sold out. But
But yeah, and if you cop them off Nocta this week, you get the Nike edition of the Love You Forever book with your pair. So that's a cool little add-on. So, theoretically, if we're picking here, this is what we're picking. Adam, we'll start with you again, being our wonderful guest. What are you doing? Are you?
Why do I always have to kick
Because you're the guest, man. We gotta let you go first.
And
Go
this
over.
one's really for you, dude. What's it gonna be?
Um, this one's not very tough either. For me. I'm not a big Drake fan, to be honest. He's fine, whatever, and he's done some cool sneakers. And he did a nice Air Force One. Like it's a clean, like you can't mess up an Air Force One, especially a white on white. Like he added some nice little touches. At the end of the day, it's a clean white on white Air Force One. Like what more could you want, right?
A 5,
What?
apparently.
But DJ Khaled stuff is nice, and I think this is like the worst of the four pairs that he did.
Whoa, hot take.
Yeah, I think the of the two that came out so far, the Crimson one is bonkers. And I would love to get that for retail. But again, like we were talking, like there were a lot of US places you could pick it up, but then I'm hitting it with like duties and shipping and all this stuff, and it's gonna be 350 by the time it's at my house. It's a Jordan 5. It should be like 250 max. Like, give me that. But this one's clean. Like he did a good job with these. The apparel that goes with it is good. Khaled has gotten a little crazy over these last little years.
Little.
Like I've always liked DJ Khaled, like from the beginning. I've been into his stuff, his Miami, like putting on all these Miami rappers that like you never would have really heard of.
Yeah, like
Um,
where's Ace Hood nowadays?
where's Ace Hood? I thought I saw something about him. Anyways, yeah, he's a lot. Um, but I like it, and the heels on these with the Weeda Best is great. I think the color palettes are really cool. That like those Easter pastel colors, like an off-white sail upper. These are a clean shoe. Like you could wear these with a lot. I mean, obviously not as much as the Air Force Ones, but I'm going jump man over swoosh.
Fair enough. We'll just keep the same order. Fredo, what you feeling?
I mean, I don't think there's really like a wrong answer here.
Oh, there is.
Ideally, I would want both. This Air Force though, after seeing like the comparison photo to like the GR, just like regular white on white, the leather on these looks nuts. Um, and if I could ideally get multiple pairs, I would for sure like dye a couple. But I would have to go these, the Air Forces.
All right. Tim Stone, can you
I
do
don't-
something for me?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm going to wear these shoes. I'd be concerned. They'd be the nicest pair in my collection. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's like an event that's good enough for these. And I don't have any fives, and I really like what's going on with these. I think they're one of the best of the four Khaled did. So I'm going to go with the fives.
Fair enough. You like that tongue, hey? That's for you.
Yeah, I can just, even if I'm wearing shorts, I can like tuck it in.
Fold it over.
Flop it.
Fair enough. Well, no secret. I like what Drake likes. I'm going with those Air Forces. This is the modern day Rockefeller Air Force, I think. Be a good comparison. And yeah, great quality. I'd like these. Gotta rock with the boy. So, anyways, I'm moving on.
That's a good comparison because it's just a white Air Force One with a tiny change.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Rockefeller's huge at the time. Drake's huge at this time. It's a white Air Force. It's a music shoe. There we go. Right?
sure.
Yeah, there we checks out. Anywho, so we got these two protection packs here. We got that's the Arctic Gray. That's what they were saying that blue one was, Tim. Am I correct there?
Yep.
And then the top one is Violet Chalk, which that last part is an interesting choice of words. So Adam, it's fine. Maybe we can just pretend that there's a multiverse of Adams, and there's an Adam that's a big New Balance guy. Let's just say you were getting sent these for the free, and they were like, you know what, we'll let you pick the color. Which one you taking, dog?
They're sending me pairs for free, even though I just slandered their name.
We
Gotta win them over.
yeah. They're like, here, just we'll show you what we're about.
Yeah. I actually like this pack. It's like it looks good. I like the sort of cutout vibe on these. They did a couple other colors, didn't they?
A lot now at this point.
There's a lot of them.
Mhm.
With this one, I've seen this one floating around a while too. That top pink one, I think, is the one I would go for. I just like the color combo. I look a little more like vibrant colors a lot of the time, so I would go with that one over the like navy. Is that they call it like purple? I think the bottom's like purple,
That's
the
what
top
confused
pink,
me. Yeah.
which is weird, but I guess yeah, but I would go with the top ones.
Fair enough. Fredo.
I like the top pair a lot better, but I'd probably take the bottom pair, just off the fact that I have more pink shoes than blue shoes. I'd probably get more wear out of the blue ones.
Fair. Tim, what you doing?
You know I'm about that violent chalk. They're in the mail. Make it happen.
Oh God. Yeah, funny little backstory and inside joke. Tim's daughter's name is Violet, and we jokingly call her Violent.
She's aggressive.
I like the violent chalk.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm here to get violent. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'd probably go with that top pair too, given the choice, but who knows?
They're floating around too. Like they don't go for much after.
Yep.
These two pairs they're about $100 over retail, so
Yeah, I know a friend of mine was really after the bottom one, so I
Mm,
was trying to help him out, but I think he picked them up.
fair enough. I'm glad we were pretty unanimous on that purple pair because I do have them in the mail currently. So I'm glad there was no like, oh, that pair sucks. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, 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 sure it does. But so we came out of that one scot free. Perfect. Live to fight another day.
Here we go. Sneaker news.
Lobsters. All right, guys. So yeah, that is the Concepts Orange Lobster. We were talking about these when they got teased. Obviously something to be excited about. The SB Low, another hit in a lineage of hits. The special box pair released online last Friday, and for us up here in Canada, they will be dropping on sneakers Monday morning at 4 our time if you're out here in Alberta, 5 if you're in Saskatchewan, and figure it out if you're anywhere else. By the time this episode drops, they will already be out, so I hope future me has these when people are hearing this. I hope I am hearing this again going, wow, I really got them. Because I like these. I'm kind of glad I didn't get the special box pair. It's cool that they came with Bear Bricks, but I'm not really trying to buy 2 Bear Bricks and sneakers right now. It's been a busy month for shoes. And I know given the chance, I would buy 2 Bear Bricks and sneakers right now. So it was just for my own benefit. I am excited about these. Don't know if I'd pay resale for them, but I do like them. Adam, what's the take on the lobster? Do you like these? Is this your favorite color of them? What's happening?
Yeah, I like this a lot. All the lobsters bang for sure. Probably the purple one is probably one of my
Fair.
top. But this one's really nice, and I definitely I tried for that 350 US special box on Friday, and I was one of those schlubs that got into the queue. You know all about these sneaker queues,
Oh,
and
yes.
I got in on 2 windows, and they were both less than a minute, and I was like,
Woo!
I'm in, and then it sat on less than a minute for 20 minutes,
Oof.
and then they were sold out, and so it just like I don't think anybody got these shoes. Anybody that didn't bought, like 99% of the pairs went to bots. It was an absolute like travesty of a release. And Concepts releases have gone smooth. They did the same releases as like I'm a Manier Union has done. And this was terrible, terrible release. Like every single pair is for resale. And I was looking at them on StockX the night before, and they were like 500, 600 when all the other colors are sitting at like 1,500 plus.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe these won't like be so crazy after the drop. And then the next morning when the drop totally went south, everything jumped to like $1,000 plus.
Isn't it
So
crazy how that's been happening recently? I haven't seen anything like this where it comes out and it just like doubles. Like what you want to pay in the morning is not what you can pay at night. Like
yeah, I mean, the lost and founds were probably pretty close to that. Like
very close to that.
because the price kept coming down because everybody was like, oh, there's so many pairs out there. And then when everybody's like, okay, I'll just wait and get them when the raffles hit or when the drop comes. And then all of a sudden it's like it happens and everybody doesn't get them when
Nightmare.
everybody who thinks they got them didn't get them. And then it's like the prices go back up and go crazy, right? So
Oh, I know. I was sending these guys the early link, and I was like, dude, guys, like 400, 450, like get them early. No, it just makes sense to wait. And then, yeah, waiting was not the move. We'll just say that's all. But it's okay.
I'm like,
It's all okay.
yeah, we're okay, right?
Yeah.
We're
Yeah,
okay.
okay. Yeah, we're okay. We're gonna be all right.
Everybody's holding
I'm
them up.
I'm like a seasoned sneakerhead, I think. And at this point in my sneaker career, I kind of
Veteran.
don't care. Like I'm like, I'll try my best to get this shoe, and if I don't get it, on to the next one for a lot of pairs. You just kind of got to keep it moving because there's other stuff you're gonna want to. So like, I don't know. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I didn't get that, $700, no problem. Like, no,
Yeah,
I'll
what
save
idiot would
that.
do that?
I'm not like knocking however people spend their money, but like for me, it's like that was $250 that I didn't spend, and then next month there's gonna be a pair that I do want, like these cherry 11s, and then I can try and get that one. So that's I don't know. That's kind of my philosophy to sneaker drops.
No, that makes sense, and that's definitely like the smart way to do it for sure.
I wish I had that mindset.
Yes, I was gonna say that is easier said than done. It's like that's like telling somebody with a gambling addiction, like, hey, just don't gamble. Like, so yeah, just don't do it. So yeah, no, that's awesome that you can do that. And that was actually kind of where my questions were for you. Or what my question was going to be is just, having so many pairs that like you do, and just how many you get. And obviously, like you said, you're pretty seasoned. Obviously, the listeners can tell too, you've been hitting on the drops. So just what it looks like. And so, yeah, it's nice to know that you're just getting excited for what you get excited for, and whatever comes does, and whatever doesn't. Because, yeah, I was just, it would be hard to wrap your head around somebody, especially like you with, a fair share of shoes going like, well, I gotta pay resale for these, I gotta pay double, I gotta pay triple, and stack them up behind you there. Right? So
If I had to pay double, triple, I would have like way less pairs. Like that's not happening.
Well, you say that now, but
Well, the other thing that I feel too is like I wear all my shoes.
yeah, absolutely.
I will wear it out of the store. Like I don't care.
That's
Well,
us. Yeah, no, we're all on the same
For
wavelength,
me,
for
it's
sure.
like if I'm paying $200 for a pair of sneakers,
Mhm.
even if it's worth like $1,000, I'll wear it into the ground, right?
Fair
But
enough.
if I'm paying $500, $600, $700 for a pair, then you're like, I
Yeah, it
paid a
goes to
lot
your
for
head.
this,
Yeah.
and you're kind of like, I don't know if I should do that. So I don't know, that always kind of messes me up too. So like I want to be able to wear every pair that I have. So for me, it's like kind of what's the point if I'm gonna be paying that much? I don't know.
See, there's the flip side of that too, and it's like, well, I paid $500 for these. I better be wearing them. Like,
Yeah.
So it's like I better have these on all the time. Then I'm gonna find out if I really do love them. But yeah, it's smart. Like like you were talking earlier, the trade bait, the stuff like that. So yeah, you learn how to play the game, I suppose.
Yeah, I think two things, the pandemic and the last dance effect kind of really changed sneakers in the last like 2 years.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I've seen it go from like I've been in sneakers since like 2003 collecting sneakers, and keeps going up and up, and I'm like there's no way it can keep getting bigger and bigger, and it never stops. And then that happened, and that just boosted it to like a whole nother dimension where everybody's at home, every release is just online, everybody and their dog can resell on StockX. You can spend like 10 minutes entering raffles. If you win, it's like winning the lottery. You just get
Oh,
the
yeah.
shoe, throw it up on StockX, make a couple $100, move on. And everybody and their dog is like into reselling and knows about that. So it really kind of screwed up the sneaker game for everybody. And I was never a guy who was like trade bait or like buying stuff I didn't want that was hype just because.
Hmm.
It kind of felt like in our community too, it's always like trying to get sneakers in the hands of people that want them
Yes.
rather than I always think of this sort of situation when you're talking about resellers where like I'm in line, I want a size 10 in this shoe, and the guy in front of me doesn't give a shit,
Yeah.
and he buys the last size 10 for $200, and then he's like, oh, you want this for $300? And it's like, what happened here? Like, why? Like, you're just taking advantage of people in this sneaker community. You're not in this community, right?
Right.
So, but things have changed so much that it's like you just have to enter every raffle. Like, you just enter. I've entered probably 1,000 raffles online, and I think I've won like 5, maybe, for like various shoes over the years. But you just have to kind of enter and try for things, and then you just stack up stuff, and then you can trade away a whole bunch for a pair of Dornbecker 5s, or like you can trade stuff away, and it's kind of the way the game and the sneaker world works now, which
Absolutely.
isn't great, but you got to play it. I don't know. If you
Yeah.
want the stuff you want.
Adapt or die. Yeah, it's funny you say that. Like people like that normally wouldn't know now. Like I just feel like I want to crawl out of my skin every time somebody's like, "So how's that sneaker thing going?" And you're like, "Oh." Like,
No, and it's changed.
it's just
like,
murder, dude.
I used to travel, like I still travel quite a bit, but like traveling and like I love going to sneaker shops.
Yes.
And like you're wearing a pair of shoes, you see somebody at a Foot Locker, you have that instant connection, you talk about
100%.
sneakers for a bit, then you're like, hey, where do I go in the city? And then they'll tell you like, oh, go to these sneaker shops, maybe some places to eat. You like have a conversation, like an instant connection. Nowadays it's just like you can't talk to anyone about sneakers. That's why I like coming on the show and talk to you guys,
Hmm.
because you like get it. right?
Yes.
Not like you're just not in it, be like, oh, how much for those? How much for those? What's the hype on that? Like it's not transactional. It's more like there is a passion, there's a love. And like you can't do that anymore. Like even in my city, in Calgary, like I grew up working at Foot Locker, working at Champs, like knowing all the people in the stores. And as I've gotten older, I don't know as many people. Obviously, you kind of age out of that.
Yeah.
But like you go into that store and I'm wearing like a DB3 and nobody is like wanting to talk sneakers about you. They got like their Hyper Royal Jordan 1 or like some like low ugly ass Jordan
A
mids,
New Balance.
a New Balance, like some guys wearing a New Balance coming up to me and I'm like, no. But like you try to talk to them and they're just like, oh yeah, you're gonna resell these? Like what are you doing? Like you're gonna line up for this drop because they're worth a lot. And it's like, no, I don't care that much.
Right.
about
Yeah.
things.
Or
When
they're
it
like,
started to like blow up more, like part of it was like, because I think we were all in that mindset of like, if I don't want them that bad, I'll leave them for the next guy.
hmm
But now it's like the next guy is just gonna sell them anyway. So like, why shouldn't that be me? Or like keep them as
I
right bid
know.
kind of thing. So
I know.
it's a
So
tough spot now.
I have two stories about that. One time when I did do that, and one time recently when I didn't do that, and I probably should have done that. But I went for like the neck face dunks. I really wanted the neck face dunks.
Yeah. The black
I'm not
pair.
a huge dunk SB guy anymore. I used to collect a lot, but I don't. But like I love neck face. I've been into them for years. And two shops in Calgary got them, like 9 times got them, Source got them, both insane. Like I'm just like waiting. I work really close to those stores. And so they posted on 9 times and they're like, this shoe is here now. And so I get in my car, drive over super fast. I get there like 20 minutes after they drop.
Mm.
They're like, oh, there's only 7, 6, and a 6.5. And it's like, I'm like, that sucks. I'll just look around the store. And so I'm like looking around the store. And then this guy comes in, he's like, hey, do you have a size 12? And they're like, no, we have 5, 6, and 7. He's like, I'll take the 7. And then this other guy comes in behind him. He's
Close
like, I'll
enough.
take the 6. And I'm just
I'll
like,
squeeze.
should I have done this? I was like, should I have done this? I was like, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. Right. But then that next person is going to take advantage of that. So I don't know. But my other story is way back in the day when the Day of the Dead SBs come out,
God.
which was like, they were an international exclusive. Do you guys remember that? It was like
Yes.
06, I think.
I don't.
I was
Obviously,
7 years old.
yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember them coming out, but I'm very familiar with that pair
You
because
guys
I think they're
way
very
younger
cool.
than me. Okay.
Yes, yeah, '06. I was in grade 4, so
Oh my
wasn't
God.
at 9 times for that. No,
9 times was not around. at
no,
that time,
fair
by
enough.
the way.
Couldn't even tell you, dude.
But the source was. The source was.
Fair enough.
And
They're
maybe
fun in there.
I think it was 06. Anyways, doesn't matter. These were international exclusives, so basically anywhere but US got them. So Canada, Mexico, all of Europe, Asia, everybody got these shoes except for there. So I was interested in them. I like the shoe. They're dope. I drive to the source the morning of the drop, get there 5 minutes before they open. Nobody's really there. You walk in and I'm like, hey, I'll take it in a 10.5. And he's like, we only have an 11. 10.5 is already gone. Like, whatever. The store people bought it. That's fine. I don't care if they take a couple pairs. So I'm like, yeah, I'll take it. It'll probably work. Then I think about it, I'm like, there's another source. I'm like, maybe I'll drive down, see if they have a 10.5. So I drove down like an hour later, get down there, and they have it. They have a 10.5. I'm like, I don't have that much money at this time, but I'm like, whatever. I'll buy 2 pairs. They were $120 at the time. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I got 2 pairs. And then I'm thinking about, I'm like, this is a really rare shoe. Like, should I have bought another pair to sell it? I'm like, think about it, go to bed, sleep on it. I wake up next morning, I'm like, yeah, I probably should have. So I drove back to the store and they're like, oh, we still have a 6.5. The next day, literally the next day, still sitting there. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just buy it. Why not? And so I brought them home. I went on eBay. I threw one up for like $300, like 350, basically to cover all my pairs. And it sold right away. I was like, wicked. I got 2 free pairs. I'm loving this. Amazing. And I wore the hell out of one. And then the other one I traded for like a Jordan 11, probably like 2000 Concord, Jordan 11. which was great at the time for me. I wore that 10 and a half into the ground, and then I like sold it to someone for a couple $100. Now those shoes are like like 2 to 5 grand.
Hmm.
And I have 3 pairs of those shoes.
A whole
Like the
day to
game was
think
like
twice,
so
man.
Yeah,
I know,
there's
and you could
th-
like just walking in and nobody's there, and I just buy a pair, and then I'm like, why don't I go to the other store? And it's like nobody was around then. Like it's so weird.
Just even having the time to think about it, like nowadays, like you can see a shoe, like Source or Nine Times will post it, it'll have no resale. You could be there 2 minutes later and they're sold out.
Yeah, it's
I just
terrible.
pulled it up, and there's no last sale on StockX for 6.5, but last sale on a size 7 was 6,700.
Don't tell me this.
Well, 6 grand, you could have retired, dude. Wow.
Dude, times 3.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm going on a couple nice trips. Like
Would have looked pretty good.
I used to have a ton of SBs that I just like sold for nothing, and I think about it every day. Like I went into From Another yesterday, and it's like, oh, you got like I used to have these pus heads like $900. Like, oh my god, like I paid $100, wore them, and sold them for like $60. I'm like, yeah, I'm coming up ahead. Like I paid for $60 worth of wear on the shoe. Great. But I could have got like for like a worn pair, like I don't know, 10 times that. Like crazy.
Who'd have thought they would have blown up though too? This is like no different than somebody going like, I threw out all my Transformers.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's the same thing. Yeah.
Regrets, I've had a few. Do you
In
want
the
to get into
sneaker
some
world
pairs?
or just generally?
Yes.
I
thought
love that
we
you
going
said
down
we
the
were all
rabbit
young.
hole of regrets.
I'm just so young. I barely have any regrets, honestly.
Just a fresh-faced young man, still wet behind the ears. Little
Yeah,
spring chicken tombstone.
We've got some future pairs to look at here. Maybe we can start here with what Fredo's got for us.
Yeah, so Jordan Brand is doing what looks like a bunch of one low OGs next year. So this is the UNC to Chicago one. Rumored for July 26th of next year, and a women's exclusive. And then on the next slide, there is a black toe Jordan 1. Same kind of thing, rumored for July 28th. But it seems like next year they're taking like all the good high OGs and making them into lows. So we'll see how that goes, but I wouldn't mind either of these. Adam, what do you think? You a one low guy?
No, not really. And like a one low usually is garbage, but these OG one lows are hitting. Like they're a nice cut. They're what MJ would have worn back in those days. And the OG cut is nice. I actually have a couple pairs of those. And the black toe Jordan 1 is my favorite original Jordan 1. I have a couple pairs of those, and I'm definitely after this like low OG one. I don't usually jump after them, but I think this one I will go for sure.
And you mean like the difference between that 85 cut and like the just straight up
thick
lows that are like
nylon
G,
tongue.
yeah,
There's
nylon.
so many versions of Jordan 1. It's madness. Like I'm not talking colorways. Like we did on YYC Soldiers, we did an entire episode of all the different kinds of Jordan 1s. I'm talking like highs, mids, lows, low OG, fat, Velcro, like comfort zoom,
Yeah.
the like Air Max ones, like the Alpha. There's so many different ones over the years, like stupid amounts, and they're all terrible. Like they're all terrible. Like the low Jordan 1, the first like low Jordan 1 is just so weird. It's so chunky. It's so like the shape is so different from like our Jordan 1 that I don't even consider like a low Jordan 1 a Jordan 1. Like it's something different. It's like a dunk basically. It's not a Jordan at that stage, but like the OG cut is like thinner. It's got that sleeker toe. It feels more like those high ones. I have the like neutral gray ones. I got those.
Great pair.
A lot. And the Soulfly ones. I was ecstatic that those didn't boost in price. Like I was able to grab those.
Like black and red?
They're like
the
almost like
toe.
camo. like almost like a shark camo, a tiger shark around the toe. They're super
Oh
nice.
yeah,
And they
yeah,
have the
yeah.
SoFi logo on it. I got them here somewhere.
We were looking at them at the YYC Soldiers sneaker swap. Wow, full circle moment. We were looking at those there, Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're nice. So I got
Yeah.
a few pairs of those. I'll definitely be after those black toe. Um, those women's ones, they're nice. They're not bad, but this is the one for me for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. Tab.
Do they have a date on those? Yeah.
The UNC to Chicago is July 26th, and the Black Toe is July 28th, but
Oh man, we're like
subject to change, I'm sure.
months into future.
Yeah, I like the black toe. Big fan of the OG one lows. Those are they're fun to wear. They're great to wear. Been getting a lot of usage out of the bleached coral low that Tim hooked us up with there. So yeah, I wouldn't mind rocking another one of these. Just really easy to throw on, go do whatever. So yeah, good shoe. I'm a fan.
Tim, you have the high of this, don't you?
Yeah, I do. The women's high and the leather's real nice. They're real soft. I really like on these OG pairs, it looks a little different when it's white on the bottom and it doesn't have like the color going up to here. But for some reason, it looks really good on the black when it matches the tongue and everything. It just sort of slides together. But honestly, I'm just buying New Balance right now. So
Fair enough.
Nerd.
We're in very different worlds.
it's a big sneaker world and everyone's welcome. Okay. Speaking of the sneaker universe. So, Air Jordan 1 Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse releasing next year. The trailer for this movie comes out December 13th. Miles Morales is back. In the first movie, he wore the iconic Jordan 1 High Chicago. And they announced a pair was coming for these new movies. This is part one of Across the Spider-Verse. There's going to be two parts to this movie. We thought this is what we were getting, like this black and red with the webs on the back. That is not what we're getting. We are getting this instead. This, geez, I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say about this. It's kind of hard to like. This is a actual picture of the shoes. So the bottom, like eighth of it, is just like the OG Chicago, and then there are three interesting different patches, and they incorporate the geometric shapes that you see when he's like traveling through the Spider-Verse. There's like a marbled black and red patches on the back with some extra stitching that you would never see on a Jordan 1 High. And then there's these polka dots up on the collar. The swoosh is black, no cracking or faded look like in the Lost and Founds. It's such a different take. I don't know if my brain's just not computing it. I'm looking at the promotional poster and I was wondering if maybe like these Raptors colors would be better from, hold on, here we go, from like this logo that they're using. If they had like the purple and black and red, if maybe that was the better way to go, but maybe I'm off. Do you guys have love for the new Spider-Man joints? How's it make you feel? Diesel
They look
power.
fugazi.
I see what they're going for here, right? Like you've all seen the original movie.
You bet.
Like it's so many different like animation styles and it's crazy. And I'm sure this new one's gonna be no different. So like you're patching everything together, right? Like you've got the leather, like you said, that lower eight, and then you've got almost like a couple different suedes kind of going up the toe, it looks like. And then the swoosh too is like leather and then cuts to like patent leather almost
Oh
on the
yeah,
back.
it's shiny there, yeah.
And then like and then you got the polka dot, which is like the like 3D look, like when you're looking at like a 3D poster or something.
Right.
And then the other like smaller dots. Like I see what they're doing here. Like it's an interesting idea. It's terrible. This is a terrible sneaker. And if you are trying to convince me otherwise, you are absolutely wrong. And the other thing though, whether it's terrible or not, it's gone. Like this is not sitting on shelves. This is gone. This is already reselling for $600-700. Like it doesn't matter anymore whether it's a good shoe or not.
Right.
But it's no good. It's not good to me.
You're right with the three-dimensional, like they got this teal and yellow and red, and like if you had those 3D glasses on, it would like pop. I didn't notice that
Yeah.
until you described it, but I'm glad you called it terrible. That's what I was thinking. I don't want to come on this podcast and just shit on everything, but it's amazing how things that are ugly can sell for a lot of money. Tabby, how you feeling?
I feel weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like they definitely understood the assignment of, I guess, what the movie is. This is another prime example of Tim, like when you explain the Home Alone shoes, where it's like if you had to make a shoe that was specifically for this is probably that.
Right.
But as for that, how that translates, I'm good. Like I think it's just a bad time for this to come out. Like they knocked it out of the park. Like back to back grand slam with that lost and found, right? Like crazy packaging, great materials, like it's everything you'd want, and then unfortunately this is everything you don't want. So yeah, unfortunate that it had to be Spider-Man that fell on the sword here.
Throw this on a mid shoe and call it a day. Like don't even call it an Air Jordan 1 high. Put it
Just
on a
even
mid. Give it to anyone who wants a mid. Have fun with it.
make it like a kids release, hey, maybe even like I
Yeah,
don't.
there you
That's
go.
what these look like. Is like a like GS
Yeah.
exclusive. These suck. They're so bad.
We did not hold anything back here.
I was so surprised. I thought it was a joke. Like I thought it was like, yeah, I can see where you would say this is. It's like it was a reality show, and they're like, you got to make a shoe
Yeah.
for this movie, and this adds up in a reality show way. But it's like you only got 20 minutes, dude. So
Yeah. Fake boss.
all right,
Is that a show? I think so.
let's slide into these Grinch Johns.
All right, so these came out December 1st, fittingly enough. We've got Adidas is back with another holiday theme for 'em low. They just love to do the Home Alones, and they got our guy, the Grinch, on this one. So, top view here, we got the eyes on one tongue tab, the trefoil logo, or whatever they call it, on the other one. Got a bunch of little ornaments, you could almost call them, up and down the laces. We got a hang tag where the Grinch is holding a that Christmas ball dangle on that there, and it's got the Adidas logo on it as well. These are a real shaggy suede. These almost look like the those like skunk dunk highs. Very similar. We go to the next picture here. We got the side profile. Yeah, a lot of green. We got like a lime green on the bottom, and it goes up to more of a like a I'd hate to say a pine green, but like definitely pine tree colored. And yeah, very tonal shoe, very Grinchish. So yeah, definitely a lot more wearable than that Grinch cactus plant flea market dunk that we had seen. But
Did you see the guy that shaved that?
Yeah,
so gross. It's just gross.
they
But
look
yeah,
a lot better once they get the haircut and the swooshes on, though.
maybe that's these. Hey, maybe
Just a
that's
Manscaped commercial.
That's what is underneath that all. Is these Adidas?
yeah, dude. This is you give it a buzz cut and you get these joints. So yeah, probably not trying to pick these up, but I do enjoy the Grinch, and I generally enjoy holiday shoes. Again, probably in the same category as Spider-Man there, where they understood the assignment, but the assignment doesn't translate. So we'll toss it to Adam here so he can hate on these next.
Why am I gonna hate on these?
Well, I just figured I didn't think any of us were gonna actually really like these.
You know what? I like this. Like this to me is
Oh, here we go. Nice. I've only worn Adidas once, and then I'm like,
no,
oh,
I'm never.
shit.
I'm not wearing this. I'm never wearing this shoe.
Okay, let's
I'll
keep
start out
just,
with this.
just keep it real.
But kind of like what you were saying, like the Spider-Man is just like, here, make a shoe for the movie, and you make it too on the nose.
Right.
Where this is like, yeah, it's the Grinch. You can tell it's the Grinch, but it's not like in your face like too much. I think like it's subtle, or like it's still a decent form low. Adidas has a pretty bad track record over the last couple of years of collabs. Like they've been pretty awful, I think. But this one's not bad. Like it works as a Grinch shoe, but you were talking about those cactus plant shoes, and I actually like that because it's so wild. And I just feel like this gets hurt by like something like that coming out and definitely overshadowing the sort of like the Grinch sphere of whatever in sneaker world. You can't have two Grinch shoes at the same time.
Especially
So
when one is like his feet. Like those
yeah,
CPFMs are Grinch feet. Those are wild.
yeah. So these I can't hate on these, and I like the little trinkets. Like I always like a little add-on accessory to a sneaker. But I'm not out to buy these.
We're not going to see the
No,
little Grinch ornament there dangling from your tree.
no, I don't think so. I already
No.
got a Grinch ornament. It doesn't need a trefoil on it.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, that they're collabing with this guy that hates Christmas. You wouldn't believe what you wouldn't believe what happened with the last guy they collabed with too. But
He's a real mean one.
yeah, his heart could grow 3 times bigger anytime now, I think. But that's neither here nor there.
Oh man, you really brought it around. That's beautiful.
Anyways, Tim,
Cool suede. But yeah, I'm out. Here's a pair to get excited about. You like OGs? Fredo, what do we know?
Yeah, these are the Jordan 3 remastered or reimagined or whatever you want to call them. March 11th next year in full family sizing. I would trade my lost and found ones for these. I think these are
that's
sick.
disgusting, dude. Don't even say that.
I love these. I find for me, threes are easier to wear. Um, I don't know, just me, but yeah, I love these. Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, threes are easier to wear because it's 3 years of advanced technology, 2 years of advanced technology. You got a max air bubble in the heel instead of just a regular air sole unit. I love it. Like they killed it again with this. It's sort of that lost and found. Like it seems like they're gonna keep rolling with this lost and found thing. I've had a few pairs of these white cement threes over the years, like the '03 pair, like the 2013 pair, whatever, and then the second Nike Air, or maybe just the first one. I don't remember. They did like the '88 one, and they did like the freezers. They've done these like a bunch of times. But yeah, this is the closest to original, I think. Don't quote me, but it looks like that thicker, sort of more spaced out elephant print than you usually see like
Yes.
and the more current retros, it's like finer, like thinner. Um,
Like tighter.
yeah, tighter. They look great. A little bit of yellowing on it. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Tab.
It is the yellowing that sells me on these. If this was all white, I definitely don't need them. Just the fact that this is in the lineage as the lost and found ones, the box presentation, everything like that, the yellowing, the aging, the vintage look to it, I'm all in. And this is unfortunate because if I get these, then I definitely want the twos as well. If that's what they're doing with the twos, so it's funny how that goes. But yeah, I just keep telling myself I don't want these, but the more I look at them, the more I do. Uh, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, great pair, great execution. It's just been so fun to get these ones that it's just like I don't know, you just want to keep that feeling going, I guess.
Can't we
The
just like?
two- Go ahead, Tim.
I was just thinking we could like sandpaper up all our boxes. You know, it looks so cool.
You could age it,
Age
Would you wear
Always.
these, Tim?
or just wait.
And just wait. It does look like a super wearable shoe. Any of the threes I've ever had before, I had like the cool gray threes, and just wasn't it for me. But this is different.
Yeah, I love these.
It's so classic, you just almost can't say no to. Like, might just be me.
It's in the spring.
March 11th.
Oh, we got time. Perfect. The twos are end of this month though for
Yeah,
anybody
twos are
listening.
end of December. They're in the OG box, which is like this really unique wings box.
Mm-hmm.
And they do have some pamphlet with them as well, but they don't look really aged.
No, but
Um, but they're clean too. Like that's like the Bill Murray Space Jam Jordan 2.
yes,
That's what he wore in Space Jam. Like it's a dope. Like it's probably one of the best two colorways for sure, especially when you're talking. I mean, there's only like two OG colorways, so
I like that that red and white, that I think they call it the Chicago one, that just straight up red and white joint. I like that one.
The gray,
Yeah, yeah, the little bit of gray
gray
in it. Yeah,
piping, yeah.
yeah. Um, I know me and Tim are pretty excited for that lucky green pair in February. That's the one. I think
Of the
those ones
twos,
are.
yeah.
Yeah, those are. They got those cream hits. They're a bit aged and everything. Those are gonna be fun. So
They're like that Nina Chanel,
kind of,
like,
yeah,
like
kind
a
of.
high, yeah.
Those were cut so weird, you know? They looked like
The
a
Nina
cartoon
Chanel
shoe.
one,
Yeah.
yeah. I like them. I haven't seen them in person. I would like, they're they're going down in price, and for the right price, I would scoop either of them.
Because the
And the
green
right
were
price being
low,
like
right?
120 bucks. Yeah, the green were lows.
Yeah. A lot of two lows going on.
Did you? There was one that just got posted today. It's like a cherry wood. Like,
Oh, the like burgundy kind of
yeah, with
with
like
the that suede.
that suede on the back. They're looking pretty nice.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, I can't be mad at those.
Retail's like close to 300 for the twos, though.
Oh, I think only the collab ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are all nice. Like the Titan ones are really cool that just came out, and then those Shelf Life.
Yeah, the
I just
orange
saw the
ones.
Shelf Life and the Tooth 18s. They're at less, still sitting. A lot of places had them for like 30% off on Black Friday.
Mm.
And I was considering it, but I was still like 150? I'll take it. Like it needs to be a little lower. Like that's a lot for a two.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
You could
A lot
get
of
some
these
sick
collab-
New Balances for that price, man.
But you get like two pairs of New Balance. for
Let's
that
go.
price.
I don't know where you get New Balance from.
Where you get New Balance from? Bottom of the barrel.
Oh Lord. Tim's laughing, but if you look closely, you can see a tear rolling down his cheek.
Hey, everybody's got their thing. And it evolves and changes. Man, when I got into this, I was like, people like New Balance? Why? What for? There's all these other cool shoes. And that wasn't even long ago. But
You've changed.
Yeah, I mean, a couple months ago, I was wondering why Drake was making techno music.
so, Adam, what are we talking about collection wise here? You can scroll through that Instagram page of yours for days and days. Are we dozens of pairs? Are we around 100 pairs? Are we over 100? How do you keep track of them all?
They're just stacked. They're just stacked in the boxes. It's nothing special. I used to have a lot more. Like I used to have like around 200 pairs. And so you're looking at like that's like 6 months, about like 6 months of like wearing a different pair. And I would do that. Like I would wear, and they were all Jordan 1 to like 30. And I would wear like all my ones and then all my twos. And that
Oh
made
my
it nice
God.
and easy. So like every morning you wake up and you're just like, well, what am I like? You have a choice. It's narrowed down to like a handful of pairs
Right.
out of
Makes
like
it easier.
200, right? But over the years, I've kind of like narrowed it down. Like I've moved a few times, and it's like this is stupid. Like what am I doing? Moving so many pairs. So I've thinned it out. I've gone through different eras of sneakers. But now I'm sitting at probably like a lean 90 to 100. Like
And you
it's
got love for them all.
yeah, I love them all. And if I don't, then it's on the chopping block. It's time to go.
Trade
Um,
bait.
And I wear everything, so like nothing can go on StockX. It's not getting like a lot of money. I'll throw it up on YYC Soldiers and just or bring it to a swap and be like, take it for a little bit less than I paid, and I'm happy. Like I'll do that a lot of times. So I've got yeah, probably about 90 pairs. A third of them are probably Jordan 11s. I have like probably close to 40 pairs of Jordan 11s. Like every mid, couple women's ones, and then like every low, pretty much. I didn't get that latest one. What was it, 7210
Oh yeah.
one? I almost bought that women's one, that violet. It's like
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
those are
light
sick.
purple.
Hmm.
They were on Nike for like $150 on Black Friday, and I was like, brand new. But I
For
didn't.
the violence? Yeah.
Violence, yeah. But yeah, so I got a few pairs.
It does make a day more fun when you know you got something in hand that you're willing to part with, and maybe something's going to come your way and things are going to change that day. I love going into a sneaker show like that. Guys, you got any more questions for Diesel Power as we wrap it up here?
I do. So me and Adam talk about wrestling quite often recently. Anybody that listens to this podcast knows that we are a wrestling podcast. And so we won't go too deep, but just shooting from the hip, doesn't have to be in any order. Adam, your top 5 favorite wrestlers.
Oh my God. That's a hard question.
Does not have to be in order.
Well, it's obviously Shawn Michaels
Okay.
is up there. Stone Cold is up there. I don't want to say, I don't know. Do I want to say The Rock? I don't think so. I don't think The Rock. I'll put a controversial one, Brock Lesnar.
All right.
I think he's like the top guy now. Like he is the draw. He is like the draw in wrestling, I think.
Fair.
Still,
Fair.
number one. Let's put a young guy. Let's put MJF. MJF is climbing that little tower.
Generational talent for sure.
And then obviously Bret Hart.
Yowza.
Got to have a Calgary. I actually went today. I've never been to the Hart House. And I was just like up in the area and I was like, I've never been here. And so me and my wife just drove up, looked at the spooky old building,
Sick.
took a picture with the little plaque. That's about it.
Hell
That's all
yeah.
there is to do.
We love it. Yeah, it's all there is.
What else are you gonna do?
Yeah. Go in, get
Dungeon?
somebody put you in a submission hold in the basement.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, get all stretched out. No, that's sick. Yeah, no, it's cool to see. It's cool to see you at all the local wrestling. We'll have to figure something out. Come up there, take one in. Me and Fredo are no stranger to RC F and W as we call it.
Okay.
So yeah, it'd be cool to pop up, take one in with you guys. That'd be a lot of
Gotta
fun.
go to Dungeon Wrestling.
Yeah, no, I want to for sure.
Bringing in the
Looks
Halloween one was
super
wild.
cool. Yeah, that looked wild. And that one in the summer you guys went to looked super cool
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
that was fun. And they bring in some good talent. Like they bring
Absolutely.
in some guys from AEW. They bring in a lot of old Hart family people because it's run by Brett's sons.
Yes.
Like they're the guys that run it. And they're really kind of bringing back that Calgary feel to wrestling. Like Calgary is such a lineage of wrestling, but it's kind of dying. Like not a lot of people here think
Yeah.
about it or know about it. I was saying like I traveled a lot before, but like traveling to the States and you say you're from Calgary, people are like, I don't know shit about that. But like I've been to a couple WrestleManias and like you go to WrestleMania and you're like, I'm from Calgary, and people are like, oh my God, like you're like royalty. You're like from this land of wrestling plenty. So like Calgary needs to like get that name back, I think. And having like Brett goes to all the events, like he's at all
Absolutely.
these shows, and bringing in these big names, like maybe it'll bring like the eyes back to Calgary for some of that wrestling talent.
So yeah, the most logical next step for that, I think, is you getting in the ring. Just piecing this all together. That has to be. You don't think so?
Not that guy. That's where Diesel Power kind of comes from.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It was like I didn't want to put my like real name on social media.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to put my last name, so I put like Adam. I was like thinking about it, and I really like Shaq, and I really like Kevin Nash, both Diesel
Yes.
Power kind of combo. And I was like, that's fine. And it's been like 15 years, 15 years of that name. And like in the sneaker world, people know me as that. Like I go in public and people are like, oh, it's Adam Diesel Power. And it's like, that's not my name, but that's funny. So
It's not
like
my name, but it's my name.
a real pseudonym. So actually when we got married, me and my wife, she doesn't want to take my last name because it's like long and hard to pronounce and hard to spell. She doesn't want that drama. And I didn't really want to take her last name because it's my middle name and that would just be weird. So I was pitching like, why don't we both change our name to Diesel Power?
Oh my God. Mr. and Mrs. Diesel Power.
I think that's a good plan. Like I'm still pushing for it. So maybe one day I'll be officially on my driver's license to be Diesel Power.
That'd be so funny, hey? Like every time you go to fly, that'd just be an absolute nightmare. They're like, this is not your name.
Yeah.
I love it.
We got the game too.
We do.
It's a game.
Here's the game. It's time to play the game.
You ready?
I am.
Do you want me to pull them up?
I would love you to pull them up.
Here you go. Oh, hang on.
All right, so we are going to play Does It Fit? Does It Fit is the game. I am here. I'm your host, Young Tabasco, the Fit Man. And for the uninitiated, if an outfit is popping off, we're going to say it fits. If it's on a different wavelength, we're simply going to say it does not fit. And we'll debate from there. This week we have Action Bronson and the podcast's very own Adam Dieselpower. So let's get after it. We got Bronson here. He's got bottom to top, he's got his New Balance collab on. He's got some black Nike socks, some shorts, what is possibly the longest t-shirt ever underneath his new merch, the Coco Drillo collection, nice green, and then he's got a Land Rover snapback, top to bottom. This is it. I'm going to go ahead and say it fits. He looks comfortable. I love the colors, and I enjoyed his merch collection. Yikes. Anyways, stroking out here. Anywho, I'll throw it to Tim here, and we'll go from there.
This guy's my hero. He never not fits. I just love what's going on here. Happy birthday, and congratulations on the baby, Bronson. What a big week this man just had. And he's doing it like the way he's selling his merch. He's doing like flea market style. He's just the coolest. I wish I liked his music more, to be honest.
You just got to get into it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So that's 2 fits so far. Adam, what you saying, brother?
There's a couple things about Action Bronson. He's super cool. He's an amazing dude. I've seen him live at least once, maybe a couple times. He's come through Calgary.
Sick.
Years ago. He's so good. One thing to his detriment is he'll never wear Jordans. I know he has a big thing against Michael Jordan.
Yes.
Like, he met him once and he was like, "Hey, big fan." And he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" And he's like, "I'm a guy, like, I'm a big rapper." And he's like, "Nah, I don't want you." And so he'll never wear Jordans. I think he barely wears Nikes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if he does anymore.
Yeah, he does. Occasional. Yeah.
Does he? Okay. So he's kind of back in the Nikes. Obviously, the fit works. It's Action Bronson. It's great. But I'm questioning the Nike sock choice with the New Balance.
Highly questionable.
Yeah. And you just aged yourself a little bit, Tabasco, because you said that this is the longest t-shirt ever, and you're obviously not around in like the OG Soldier Boy era of t-shirts.
Dude, I aged myself when I told you I was in grade 4 in 2006. But fair enough.
There were much longer t-shirts.
Fair enough. So you're going with this fits, though, hey?
I say it does. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. 3-0 right now. Fredo, what you saying, brother?
I thought this was me, bruh.
Yeah.
Nah, same kind of thing. I'm like, personally, I'm really picky with like socks and like
Yeah.
having them match or not match to like your shoes.
And these are your shoes. They're his shoes. You
Yeah.
would think but what do you
This
got?
is a very baklava fit. I would say it fits. He looks comfy.
Wow, that's a 4-0 sweep. We rarely see that. Cool. Okay. Next fit. Who's this guy?
Who's that guy?
Who's this guy? Adam, I'll get you, because who's better to explain this fit than the man himself to explain this to us? What you got on here, dude?
Well, I guess we'll start at the top. But I got that new season Supreme hat with the goat on it.
Hell yeah.
A lot of people came up to me and were like, "What team is this?" And I was like, "No team, just a dope logo." And then I got the Rick Rubin photo Supreme tee.
Love that.
Nothing special, little shacket, some jeans. But at the bottom, the Ama Maniere Jordan 1s. I love this pair. This pair is so good. I throw in the cream laces. I wore it a couple times with the burgundy, and I was just not feeling it as much. But I think the cream kind of holds it all together.
Really matches the jacket, dude. Looks good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I work at the film festival in Calgary, and so for the full festival, I'm like in front of the audience and like out there, and so I gotta have some fits. Hopefully, you guys like this fit. Maybe it's a bad one. Next year, I can rejig.
Maybe it's a bad. Get this guy out of here. Get this guy out of here. Maybe it's a bad one. I love this. Like, I wish all my jeans would fit me like those ones fit you. That looks perfect. I know you were like, it's just a little shacket. I love that. That's the perfect color, yellow. And yeah, the way you tied that into the shoes. Chef's kiss. We love a good Rick Rubin photo tee as well. So,
It's a
hell yeah.
Simons jacket.
Oh, even better.
You
Yeah,
ever go? The
oh, yeah.
Simons at West Ed is so much better than the
Oh,
Simons.
it's way bigger too. Yeah, for sure. Love it. Fits.
The cream laces in the Meniere ones look so good, especially with this jacket. Um, yeah, you definitely didn't miss with this one. This fits.
Appreciate it.
Even the staffed lanyard's looking good. Like you're important. Guy's got work to do. He's all zenned out with Rick Rubin. It's all good.
It's a
Yeah.
man of service, dude. He's got a badge.
I got to give a shout out to one of the homies at YYC Soldiers, David Drennan. He's one of our new marketing guys on the team, and he also works at the film festival. And he was taking my red carpet photos every day for
Ah,
the festival. I would take some of him, and he would take some
Hey.
of me. So shout out to him
Well,
for
it can be
getting the
so
shot.
awkward in that position. So if you got somebody you can actually like feel comfortable with, that's a
yes.
huge game
Yeah,
change. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like the cuff on the jeans. It fits. Who we got now?
Hey,
Oh
hey.
man.
Run us through it again. Dude, you were the best guy to have on. Like, normally we have a guest, we pull one or two fits, and you had a whole post that
Because
was.
I just did it. I just did it.
I know, but you had it, and it was 10 of them right there, dude. It was a goddamn buffet. That was like, it was perfect.
My job is building up to this film festival every year, and it's
Mm.
11 days of like intense work. Like it's like 20-hour days, like crazy. So I don't want to think about like I know I have to like look good and be presentable, but I don't want to think about like waking up in the morning like doing that. So I set out 11 outfits like at my front door with the shoe boxes and everything.
Wow.
Like a kid on his first day of
Yeah,
school.
I love
At
it.
11 days. And so I had all these fits set up and I was like, I planned them out like this one for this day, this one for this day. I had them all ready. So I didn't have to think about it. So that was like a nice setup. Um, but I'll go through this one. So again, a lot of current stuff I did this year, but I got that Supreme Zebra hat that came out this year. They're actually doing the same zebra like crew neck this week
Mm,
and the beanie, I think. And then the photo tee that I absolutely needed this year was this Andre 3000 one.
such a
Like
good one.
Outcast is one of my favorite groups of all time.
Hell
So I
yeah.
had to get that Andre 3000 one. Another little shacket. I think that's like a Nordstrom rack. I'm a big shacket fan. I'm wearing one right now, actually. So a lot of shackets.
So versatile.
Just some denim. I don't even know what those are. Maybe Gap, something cheap. And then more Dorenbecker. So I got the Dorenbecker Dunks from this year. These ones, when I went down, I was saying before I went down to Nike in Portland. So I have a story about those. I got there. We didn't know what the deal was. Could you buy multiple pairs? Could you just buy one? What was the thing? So I go to the back. I'm like, hey, I'll take those fives and those dunks. And they were like, are you family? I was like, no. And they're like, you can
Yes.
have one. And I was like, all right, fine. I'll take the Jordans. Take the Jordans. And then I'm chatting with people, and then I'm chatting with the girl who made these dunks and her family, and like super cool. They wanted to know what sneakers were. They didn't understand it. They were like,
Whoa.
my daughter made these shoes. Why are people lined up? They didn't understand like the community and the world of sneaker collecting,
Mm.
but they were just excited for their daughter that made these shoes. And so I chatted with them for a while, and then I was like, yeah, I like the shoes, but I can only get one. And they were like, well, we're family. We can get as
Oh.
many as we want.
Hey.
What size are you? And I'm like 10 and a half. And they're like, yeah, bring it on. And then I was like, yeah, here, I'll give you cash for it. And they're like, no, just take them.
Whoa.
They didn't show off.
Ah,
They just bought me, and they're like they match really well. So it's like that zebra,
Zebra with the
but what the
Brazil.
zebra is, it's actually her. It's like a blood work scan or like an MRI or something that she would go for, and
Crazy.
this is like the pattern that would come out of that scan. And so she put it on the shoe, and you can see her name Zoe in the pattern as well. She's a big Oregon Ducks fan, so it's got like all that Oregon Ducks color. The swooshes are removable, so you can put on white. You
Whoa.
can put on. You can see sort of on this one, it's
Sticks out
zebra
a
on
bit.
the left outside, and then green on the inside. So I switched those up. So yeah, that's my story for those. I
Cool
love those.
story, man.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Another one. She signed the box. Like I'm never getting rid of those.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, obviously this fits. Let's see the next picture.
Yeah. Unanimous. Uno mas.
Oh man.
Here
Why
it
do you
is.
have all these pictures?
We do some deep diving. Dude, Fredo was talking about your wedding pictures, man. We're in this. we're looking, dude. You're on
Yeah,
Sneakers. You're
I
on
know
Sneaker
you.
Show
I know
podcast?
that your first Instagram post was in January of 2013, wearing a Jordan 21. We
Yeah.
do our
Right.
research around here, dude.
That the only reason I was always like against Instagram for the longest time, and then it was like, well, I gotta like chronicle. I got to archive all my sneakers. So
Right.
that's the reason I got Instagram, was just to post sneakers. And that's what it was for years. I just posted sneakers, never anything else.
We love it. It really paid off. But yeah, dude, we do a deep dive, man. We like to feel like we've been with you. You know? You feel like we're from here, wherever here is. If here is your Instagram, we are from there. So yeah, what's happening here?
These are the three founders of YYC Soldiers
Founding fathers. This is Mount
years
Rushmore.
ago. There's one missing. He doesn't live in Calgary anymore, Andrew Joaquin. But he's moved on to other things too. Andrew Fung also has moved on to bigger and better things, so he's not usually involved. That's Albert in the red jacket. Albert is my partner in YYC Soldiers and like one of the co-founders of the group and of the swap. This was just us meeting up last year. Andrew came back to town, so we hung out for a little bit. I got on the full set of the Dornbecker 5 stuff. This is all the stuff Michael made. That's crew neck sweater, the shoes. Andrew Fung got on a little, is that a vest or a little short sleeve zip up? I can't tell. And he's been crushing these low frag Travis Scott ones. I've seen him a few times. He's always rocking these. Like they're dope. They're
It's a
dope.
super dope pair, yeah.
Yes.
Albert's got on some blazers. He's a b-boy at heart, so he's always in some blazers. But the real winner here is Carter. I think the fit here is the Jordan 3 white cement.
He got him early.
Like he got him early. Yeah, really early. With the Jumpman sweater, like that's the fit right there.
100%.
Who cares about the rest of us? Like he's got the best shoes.
Little homie's holding it down.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Albert's son, Carter.
Everyone's fit is like so different, but I love them all.
Yeah, this is at Plus. You ever been to Plus at Chinook?
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
okay. I've never bought anything there.
I don't have enough money to buy anything there.
Yeah, I looked at maybe getting laces there, but even then,
They've had 3 different stores there, and they've been there for 4 years, maybe now, 3 or 4 years. And I swear they haven't updated the shoes on the wall. It's the same shoes. Like it's insane.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So weird.
nice lighting though. Good
Yeah,
picture.
Good shot.
Well, none of this fits, so we're just gonna put a big red X on that.
Thank you.
Banned.
Banned.
Perfect.
What a good time we've had here tonight, guys.
So much fun. Yeah, dude. I know you were saying it's, a lot of fun to talk sneakers with people, but it's just as much fun for us to get somebody on who's just as passionate, if not more. And, exchanging all these cool stories and stuff. So that's great. What's the next key? Can you give us a little teaser? What's the next YYC Soldiers event? What are we looking at? What's happening?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Well, we got a big thing in the works
Oh,
coming for January. Not an event, but a community thing. So there's some stuff rolling in. We're probably looking like we always do a May show. That's like our
yes,
bread and butter show. It's always
that you
May.
do. Yeah.
We were thinking about doing a winter show this year, a second one. Um, the date just got booked and then things got fast. The date we had booked would have been a snowstorm, so it would have been
Ooh,
terrible.
yeah, that's
So
tough.
that's the hard thing about doing a winter show. But
100%.
yeah, May probably. I don't know dates or anything, but that's what we're kind of shooting for. But we have some community engagement stuff that'll be kind of rolling out hopefully soon.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be one of those classic Calgary Chinooks coming through, spring coming on. Everybody's ready to spend money, get together. Let's go. Let's
That's
go.
why we do it. That's like it's May. If you go into June, it's like summer and like there's so many things going on.
Yep.
But May is like you've been stockpiling all these sneakers and you're waiting for that like thaw to like bust them out and then
Yeah.
it's like May is that time. So that's what we always kind of pitched for with
We
that.
had so much fun at the last one. That was a blast. Really cool to meet you and everybody else involved. And me and Fredo had been the one before. I want to
Okay.
say, oh, yeah, like right pre-pandemic, and
19, yeah.
that one was a blast as well. So yeah, always
Was the
always a
winter-
great
Come to
time.
the winter one?
No, we missed the winter one because there was a snowstorm. So yeah, we missed that one. But yeah, no, we were at the summer one for that, so that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We look forward to hooking up with you in person, and I can't
Hell
thank you
yeah.
enough for showing up and really bringing it tonight, Adam. Thank you so much for your stories and insight, dude. That was rad. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. It was a blast. I'll come on anytime.
Hey.
Perfect. That's what we want to hear.
Well, till next time, that's Sneaker Show Podcast. We love you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.